Hey everyone, Lensman Oz here, and welcome back to another episode of Factorio. So today, I've got our blue science going, so this is a bit of a mess. I made a couple of red belts, and I still need to clean this up, because honestly this is really just silly what I've done here. Like, why do I bother doing this? It was a waste of resources, and yeah, anyway, it's fine. So obviously we need to do it here, but these ones we can work around. I'm probably going to end up running out of space in my inventory. So I went through, let's put them away. Went through and made the belts leading up. We've just got splitters coming off. We've got our batteries, and these circuits are actually taking a long time to produce at the moment. So I may need to boost that system. But they all come up here. I've got them meshing onto one belt together, and then I put it in two splitters, and I'm basically feeding it just into two machines here. Put a lot of my excess stuff from my inventory straight into these ones. So they are producing blue science, and I went ahead and changed up the science labs a bit. Now the comment that I got, and I think it might have been Trix, it said it was that these can auto share, which is very true. So I've got these leading in, and once the items get in there, the inserters between them will share them around. So we've still got the same number, but I can, you know, continue weaving these around, and the inserters will feed the science packs around as required. So I've been slowly working my way through some of this stuff. I haven't had any particular focus on what I'm doing. I've just been, you know, slowly working my way through. Nothing too amazing. Solar, no. Rocket booster, okay. Resin, whatever resin does. Strand casting. So I think this is one of the next steps in full-on smeltery and getting the most out of your materials. Automated rail transportation. Okay, train stops. So mining drills. Bigger mining drills. 5x5. Electric engines. That's where we start getting into construction robotics, I believe. I think so. This probably isn't a bad thing to do. Circuit network would be all right. Hydro refining. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we've got heaps to do. I don't think I put one radar down, have I? So the only other you can see here, these things are all kicking off now. So there they go. They're feeding the science packs around, making sure everything's kept up full. I did fix this belt up here. That was a derp on my part from when I doubled this width. It wasn't quite working here, so I've just made that feed straight into the side so that we've got the two on this belt. So this is all backed up now and working again. Again, thanks Trix for that. I think everything's functioning right. I believe I'm out of underground pipes. So that's something I need to collect some of. You are waiting on belts. Wow, really? Waiting on belts. They're slowly coming down the line. Iron gears. It's always iron gears. Alright, let's see. I just need to pick up some of them. I've got like tons of stuff I don't need in my inventory. Because I mean, at this point, it's probably not worth me carrying so many regular inserters. It's probably worth me carrying fast inserters, but I don't. I've got like 23 on me, but that's, again, that's still fine. So the only other thing I've done in between episodes was I worked a little bit on trying to use up some of the slag that we've got. Fixed up some of the pipe work. We had an issue up here somewhere. This one. I had too much hydrogen here in this system, so I've put a overflow valve and a flare stack in. It's radars 2. No, let's just do that one. So I've done this just so that this will continue working, because this, to make this, it uses 50 of each, but this one, when it produces it, I think it makes 40 green and 60, so 40 chlorine and 60 hydrogen. And we just had too much hydrogen. So yeah, venting it off, again, not ideal. And we do have another hydrogen set up over here, so I could probably pump it over and put it in here, but you know what? I'm not going to worry too much about where things are going. I've got some really weird choices for some of my belts. Things are processing. They're processing slowly, but they're processing. I haven't gone and checked any of my... ooh, you're out of coal? Have some coal. I haven't gone and checked much of this other stuff lately. This is only going slowly anyway. Slag. So, I have set up a liquefier Mark II, and combining it with sulfuric acid, we're turning slag into slag slurry. I've made one of these big Petrochem gas tanks which hold 125,000 of the product, and after that I have an overflow into a clarifier which hopefully should allow it to void once it gets to that point. But this alone, again, it's not heaps, but this alone is keeping our system processing. So we're getting, our iron is constantly coming out. We're not having too much of an issue in terms of backlog. It's still going up. So it's not ideal, but it's better than it was. So it is what it is. That will keep us going for a little bit. Let's see here. So things are going all right in here. That's got a lot of copper. Iron is just constantly processing. So are these all Mark IIs? Yeah, so maybe we can get to the next level, Mark IIIs, etc. I'm not sure where that is. Metallurgy 3. So that gives us some of our Mark III things. So potentially that's a good place to start. Oh look, slag processing 2. Filtration unit. Wow, some of that stuff I have no idea what it is. Crystallizing to bauxite, cobalt and zinc. Yikes. So that's where I need to make all these ceramic filters and then running it through here, and then we get, oh my gosh, all sorts of things. So maybe I'll look at doing that. I've still got a lot of things down here to go through. So electric boiler, interesting, shouldn't take too long. Okay, things are very slowly getting there. I guess we need to start working towards our next goal, and in terms of goal, could that be the next science pack? I don't know. Maybe we need to start working towards that, because we've got military science, logistics science. What's military science? Not that I'm going to need a lot of that, I don't believe. Piercing rounds, grenades and gun turrets. See, I'm not using any of this, so I'm not sure what needs this in terms of research. I'd have to go into the research tree, and let's just have a bit of a look. So we're looking for the grey one, and if I don't need it to proceed in a lot of what I'm doing, combat robotics, yeah, it's probably not a focus for me at the moment. Acid bullets, really. So maybe it's better to go to the next one, which I think is this pink. Do this pink one. So, advanced chemistry too. What do we get out of that? Ooh, faster electrolyzer, better chemical plants. Lots and lots of stuff. Faster liquefiers. Let's do that one. So in terms of this one here. So to craft it, steel chest, filter inserter, express transport belt, and flying robot frames. So we've got a lot of stuff we need to do before we can get to this level. Steel chest, not a big issue. Filter inserters, I think we're already making these. Express belts, so we would need lubricant. So that's something we could probably look into. Lubricant comes from base mineral oil. Really? It's an oil processing from base mineral oil and residual gas. So crude oil in an oil refinery gives us a bunch of stuff. So oil would be somewhere to start looking. Advanced chemistry done, which would mean that we can, let's look at a Mark III liquefier. Requires brass plates, concrete bricks, and aluminium plates. There you go. We don't have brass yet. We don't have aluminium yet. So I think that would be something that we need to... No, not this one. Potentially... I think this was the alloys one here. And that one's pretty full, but brass. Brass? Brass plates. Comes from molten brass. Funny that. Copper and zinc. So we've got copper in here. I would need to bring zinc in and do the same sort of thing to get us into the ingots, and then another one of these, but kind of don't have the room in here. I kind of put this right in the middle and didn't do too much more with it, but got the copper. Have to find the zinc. Am I processing zinc? Does it go to the belt? I don't know if I actually am already. Maybe it's just pumping out to nowhere. Tin, nickel. Yeah, I'm not making zinc yet. Zinc plate. Zinc ore. Purified sapphirite. Or givolite. I don't think I have givolite yet. Bobmonium. Bobmonium chunks. Got a hydro refining now. Put bobmonium in, you get tin, silicon, cobalt, and zinc. Tin, silicon, cobalt, zinc, and aluminium if you use crystals. Oh my gosh, chemical refining. Purified bobmonium, you're going to get uranium. How do you make purified? Thermal refining, chemical refining, hydro refining. Wow, crushed, purified. Oh my gosh. Talk about a well to fall down in terms of processing. I think I'm going to end up having one of these factory buildings for each material. So I'll end up pumping in bobmonium, for example. No, sorry, bobmonium's the brown one, isn't it? This one. And then running it through its full gamut. Instead of this, whoop, wrong button. Get rid of that. Instead of coming in and doing this setup, we could go from here into processing. So that's something we'll need to investigate once we get hydro refining up and running. So let's see here. it is Bob. Usage for this, obviously we... Can you crush and then crush again? Oh no, 4 crushed bobonium gives us slag. This is what we're currently doing. If we do 3, we can get tin. Okay, here it is here. Purified water in a flotation cell gives us sulfuric wastewater. Does that have a use? Sulfur, contaminated water, and purified water. Mineralized water. Oh my gosh. Run it through a hydro plant. I can see the rabbit hole we're falling down. It's quite impressive. And it's still going on this coal here. So surprisingly it's still working okay. Alright, give me a couple of minutes, I'll let this finish and I'll try and work out how best to do this next step. So I'll be back with you in just a moment. Okay, so I've made a start. Currently coming down here to grab some stone bricks because I want to make just a basic hydro plant. And the reason I'm doing that, I've produced a building here. I brought some purified water up. And we're currently running the bobonium straight into this building. And we're starting to process it. I've almost got chemical refining done here. So we currently have bobonium coming into here. It's going into the silo, that's fine. It comes out and goes through a standard ore crusher. Which apparently these are broken again. I don't know why. This seems to break a little bit. For some unknown reason. Maybe it's just because it's full at the back end of it, whatever it is. But that's should be working. There's chemical refining. I want to do thermal refining next. Okay, so from here we've got the purified water coming in, and this turns our crushed bobonium into whatever this one is, these chunks, bobonium chunks. We also get a side product of the crystal geode things, and it's some sort of, oh, I forget what it is. It's let's have a look in here. Do it properly. Sulfuric wastewater. So we get 2 bobonium chunks per 2 crushed. We get a 1 by 50% chance of a red geode, and these things get crushed down into crystal dust or turn into crystal slurry. So crystal dust, we get ruby, and then a bunch of other randoms if we run it through an assembly machine, or we may end up going down the slurry route here. But going back, the sulfuric wastewater, I've made the hydro plant because I'm going to process this. We're going to push the purified water maybe back into the system. So potentially I'll put a vent of some sort, one of those flare stacks to, oh no, the clarifier I'll need to do, so we'll probably push like an overflow back out. Mineralized water will need to go somewhere else, and then we'll have sulfur. Sulfur is used to make sulfur dioxide, explosives, and nickel carbonyl, whatever that is, carbonyl. Sulfur dioxide, I'm not sure. We may end up using that at some point, but may as well reuse the materials. I did consider just pumping it outside into a tank and dealing with it later, but you know, we've got the electrolyzer, the hydro plant. I mean, it probably would be a better option, wouldn't it? Tank. Can I make one of those massive ones? Yes, I can. I'll craft that up, and I might just pump this liquid basically straight outside. So let's just do that. Yeah, okay, so it'll go out that one. And then we'll just put this tank outside for the moment. Put that down. Where's this tank? Tank. Alright. That can just go in there and we'll deal with that maybe later. I may build another one of these and put all the liquids inside it, because I'm sure there'll be a few byproducts from here. Ah, we got some geodes. So I'm going to need to put a... I've only got one filter inserter on me. Just for the moment, until I can spin it another way. Actually, let's not do this. I do have one more ore crusher. So let's do this. Oop, too close. And put our ore crusher back down. You will be pulling out geode. This one. And you will be processing geodes. And we're getting the, I don't know, whatever they are, crushed up geodes. And now we need to move our bobmonium out. So, moving right along, bobmonium chunks. It is used in a leaching plant to make bobmonium crystals with sulfuric acid. So we've got, we can always use the sulfur from this process. Maybe. Oop, wrong one. I don't want to do that. I want to do this one. I think I've got sulfuric acid that I can pipe up here actually. So that's fine. So into here, the other uses for it are to turn zinc ore, cupric sludge with a bunch of other stuff, silicon ore. So I want to keep the processing going because I don't want to end up with slag. So this is what's happening. The less we refine it, the more slag we're going to end up with. So if we refine it more, so we'll go a leaching plant, which I think I've got the... Yes, I should have. I've got chemical refining now. So let's see what is involved in making a leaching plant. Apparently we can't make a leaching plant. Am I missing something else? I may be actually. Chemical refining. There's nothing else that leads into it. Oh, LEA. Don't mind me. LEACH. What do I need? Brass. Darn it. So I need to make brass. So this is going to become a problem. I should have everything else that I need there. But the brass is an issue. So I do need to go back to working out how to make brass. Molten brass comes from copper and zinc. Zinc comes from zinc ore. Really? Any molten lead? That's a weird one. Blast furnace, zinc cathode, zinc oxide and sulfuric, zinc pellets and oxygen. Processed zinc. I don't have any of these things here. I've got this one where I can turn zinc ore, but how do I make zinc ore? I think I'm going to need to... You know what we can do just to get us by so I can get some zinc and turn it into brass. Still don't get this. Why am I bothering with... I wonder if I can just smelt zinc. Probably not. So let me just get... Do I have one? No, I'm gonna need some steel. Make a ore sorting machine. Be able to grab some steel down here somewhere. I'm out of iron again. Grab some steel. Okay, Something's blocked up the iron processing, which is probably slag. Here we go, here's a little coming out. My guess is it's this. It's all backed up. And you are struggling with sulfuric acid. Why is sulfuric acid struggling? What are you missing? The purified water, because I'm pulling it all up the top. 24,000 purified water there, why? Should I put a pump on here? Do I have one? I do. Hopefully that will keep that running. Oh, we may be... Oh, we're low on sulfur. Sulfur dioxide. This comes from what? Oh, it comes out of this process, doesn't it? It's a byproduct of the lead and oxygen. I see. So because we're short on lead, because I'm not pushing bodmonium down here anymore, we're losing things. Things are breaking. Okay, so steel. I made the sorting facility. Yes. Okay. Sorting facility for the moment. I'll just drop here. I need to make another filter inserter, don't I? You are going to want to pull Bob. Running chunks. Can I use zinc for anything else? Zinc. It is literally ore processing into process zinc. Oh wow. To zinc ingots. Still need to make it into plates though. Alright. Usage into zinc ingots. Okay, and then combine it with copper ingots to make brass. So I'm going to need an induction furnace, I'm going to need a chemical furnace, I'm going to need an ore processing machine. Oh, the rabbit hole. This is literally just temporary until we can get this going. So I want... Really? Can I... Oh. I can't do the zinc. This is taking forever. Hopefully it'll catch back up. What do we got? Zinc smelting's here. Goodness me. It's only 50. Yeah. Yeah, well look, we're stuck behind it, so... Zinc ingots. No, I need to make sure we do this advanced zinc processing. So this is going to take me a little while. It's probably something I'm going to need to do between episodes. For the moment, let's look at putting in a hydro plant and piping this into here and going sulfuric wastewater. That is the right one. So there's two processes that we can that we can do with it. This one I think is the one that's better, because that gives like a terrible byproduct. This one gives a slightly better one in that you get power would be helpful. Don't have any of the bigger poles either. This one gives you the two outputs. Let's look in here. Fluid is that's fluoric sulfur wastewater. We get mineralized and purified, or contaminated and purified. Contaminated can be turned into toxic dust and whatever that is. But the purified we can basically pump back into this purified line. So we got purified water coming out of here. Purified, and what was the other one? Mineralized. So purified, as I said, we can have go in there. And I believe somewhere in that system there is an overflow. And then the mineralized will, I think we are using mineralized water down here in my mess of pipes. It's saline. Anyway, I don't know, mineralized goes somewhere, that's saline, that's, I don't know. So I'll find a use for it. I will get the bits and pieces I need for the advanced sink, and I'm pretty sure it'll just be blue science that is holding us up, and it's probably because we're out of iron. The long and short of it. Having a lot of trouble here with resin too, by the way. I'm gonna have to look into another way of doing resin. Maybe there's something better than this system. Again, that's something I need to investigate. Maybe I just need a better tree farm. So lots of things to... Oh, we're out of red. And it'll be because of iron, as I said. So we're out of belts. So red's not being produced fast enough. Because we're not getting the iron we need to make belts. Belts are made back here. Yep, there it is there. No iron. No gear wheels. Things are all broken. It's got this minuscule amount of iron coming through. Because something else... yeah, it's because of the slag. As I said before. And this isn't running because of sulfuric acid, and that's not running because of this. So yeah, I've kind of put myself into a hole here. So leave it with me. I'll do some cleaning up around here and see what I can come about with. Maybe I have to bring the bobmonium back down here for now. Until we can process what I've got. So I might do that. I've got a bit in here now. Yeah, that'll keep me going. Let me just reroute things, otherwise it's not going to be good. Just go past here. There we go. We'll put that back into the system and kick things back off again. Next episode, hopefully I can get a bit more going on up here. I'd like to maybe get some more mining happening. Ideally, that would be good. Much better to mine stuff instead of not mining. So, yeah, leave it with me. Comments below. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back and join me next time. See you later.